Hello, I'm Kim Gill, and this is KIMetal, and I'm here with Mike LePond of Symphony X, and he's here to talk about his solo album, Silent Assassins. How has it been working on this album so far?
Well, it's been amazing and it's been hell at the same time.
Oh, really?
Because like everything is all me. Like this is the first time that I wrote all the music, I wrote all the lyrics, I did everything. So it's like you want everything to be just perfect. Because it's such a personal thing. So it's been I started writing the songs and putting it together maybe about 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
And so now, actually just Tuesday, I finally picked up the finished CDs.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So this is like the first interview about it, and I appreciate it so much.
Thank you. You're welcome. So you recruited Alan Tecchio and Metal Mike Kleschek.
Yeah.
How was it working with those guys?
Oh, well, I've known those guys for a long time. And when I was doing the record, I always, I was always like, well, who should sing, who should play, and the first thing I did was I put it out there on Facebook.
Oh, yes.
Which was maybe a mistake, because then I got like a million, everybody was writing to me and sending me their stuff. And then I was thinking, well, do I want to just send it to someone? Do I want to just send the music to someone and have them play without me there? So then I said, all right, let's keep it all, in the hometown. So I knew Alan for a long time, and I always loved his vocals. So he agreed to do it, and Metal Mike was always a good friend of mine. And I actually played on Metal Mike's solo album.
Oh, yes, you did.
So he returned the favor. Yep. And then it came out great. And also my guitar player from Symphony X, Michael Romeo, he did a bunch of solos on it.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
And, it worked out great. So I think after all the pulling my hair out, I could finally relax now.
Yes, and that's wonderful. So did the guys help you achieve the dream that you had when you first started creating this record?
Yeah, I always had something in mind. I wanted a specific type of singer. I didn't want a guy who was too operatic. I wanted a guy who was kind of had a gritty voice, was kind of tough sounding. And Alan was perfect for that, So everything fell into place, and right from when I did my Kickstarter.
Oh, yes.
When I started out with that, and that, and then just all the outpouring of support was so touching. And, finally it's done, and I just, now I guess the fun begins, because we'll see how it does and the reaction and all that kind of thing.
And let's talk a little bit about Kickstarter. I've been talking to a few artists who have used it and have raised a lot of money successfully. Do you think Kickstarter will be the future of the music industry?
I honestly think it is. I think eventually it's going to take the place of record companies. There's Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and these other things. I think that record companies are going to become obsolete, and bands are just going to go to Kickstarter and get donations for whatever they need as far as studio time and pressing the CDs and all that kind of thing. And then you're not bound to a record company where, anytime I was signed to a label, I felt like I was a slave, Are they going to send us the money? Are they going to distribute it? Or are they going to promote it right? And it was you're just waiting to see what they're going to do. And now I think the artists can take the power back, with the help of the fans, which really makes it like a family thing.
And especially with the creativity part, you feel like sometimes they try to stifle your creativity and try to control the content of what you're trying to push out, and then distort what the message is. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, many record companies, they don't really see you as an artist. They see you as just
dollar signs.
Yeah, they'll look at your sound, they want to know the sound scans. Okay, so we want you to do this because this is what's popular, or this is what's selling, and it's not you. You just want to
make music, right?
Yeah, just make music from your heart and be proud of it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And you raised over like half of what you originally pledged. What was your first reaction when you had when you noticed how much people believed in your project?
Yeah, I was so nervous, so I I remember just sitting at the computer and ready to hit the publish, the key, and then once I hit it, I was like, uh-oh. So then I was just blown away, because then I just kept getting the emails that said, well, this person pledged this person pledged this, and it was just so, it was really like, it almost brings you to tears, the love that your friends and fans have for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just kept going and going and going, and then eventually it passed the point, that it needed to pass, and then it just kept going.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just so blown away, and I tried to just make it a point to tell everyone how much I appreciated it, and basically, if it wasn't for Kickstarter and the fans, I don't know if I could have done it, because it was just, the cost without a record company is like monumental.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, again, thank you to all the Kickstarter people out there.
Mm-hmm. And let's talk about the perks. You gave away 2 prizes. One was your favorite teddy bear, and your other one was the favorite bass of yours. Did someone get them already, or are you still waiting to give them away?
Well, what happened was, one of the giveaways was I would give away the bass that I used to play on the album, and I had a teddy bear that I made up to look like me, and it had, it had long hair, it had a Symphony X shirt, it had my Converse sneakers. So on the first day, someone pledged the right amount to get the bass.
Wow.
Yeah, he was from Greece.
Oh, really?
And he said that, he was really excited to get the bass, but he wanted me to keep the teddy bear because he thought it was something really special to me, and he wanted me to have it.
Oh,
so that was like, that was like really, really nice. And soon I'll be sending the bass to him. I just gotta get some more of the merchandise together now that I got the CDs. So pretty soon I'll be able to fill the order, and then hopefully release the album in a few months.
Hey, do you know the guy's name right now? You could tell him a personal thank you.
Well, his name is Thanos. I'm not sure I can pronounce his last name correctly. He's from Greece, and he has a band. I played on a song for him too.
Oh yes, that was another perk, right?
Yeah. His band had a song. I did that for him. But his name is Thanos. He's a bass player from Greece, and he'll be getting the bass. And again, thank you, Thanos, if you're watching.
Congratulations, Thanos. And let's talk a little bit about the album itself. Like, it has like a lot of themes, historical, literal, and everything. Mythology as well.
Yeah, it's all the stuff I love. I love mythology, I love history, and I love literature. And of course I love heavy metal. So when I wrote the songs, I basically put it all together. So like, some of the songs are about history, like one song is about Attila the Hun. There's some literature in there, like Edgar Allan Poe, that kind of stuff. And then there's some mythology, Greek mythology, King Arthur stuff. So for me, it's like really cool, because it's like everything I wanted to do. So hopefully everybody will feel the same way and like it the way I did.
And then also the album cover has a picture of the Trojan horse. Is that like significant to you in a way?
Yes. The title track of the album, which is called Silent Assassins, is about the Trojan War.
Oh, okay.
So I figured, well, since it's a debut album, I'll call the project Silent Assassins, I'll call the album Silent Assassins, and I'll have a song called Silent Assassins.
Awesome.
So that was based on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the influences. Like, you said that the music itself is going to be more universal in terms of like the stylistics of metal, and that you will have a lot of power metal influence. Is that the type of metal you grew up with, or?
Yeah, growing up, I loved all the heavy metal bands that were out there. I mean, I loved everything from, Judas Priest and Black Sabbath to Metallica and Megadeth and Slayer and everything, the whole gamut. So those bands influenced me, as I was growing up. And, Symphony X, our music is a little bit different than that.
Yeah.
It's a little more progressive, a little more cerebral. So I just always had these songs in my head. So, one day I decided, I said, you know what, when I'm on the tour bus, there's nothing to do on the Symphony X tours when you're on the bus. So I was like, why don't I just start writing, So Symphony X would go on tour. I usually wake up before everybody on the bus.
Okay.
So I would wake up, I start writing the lyrics and stuff like that. And then eventually I finished.
Oh, okay.
And then I recorded it. And that took about a whole year or two to actually record it with all the, because there were some people I tried out that didn't work out, so that took a lot of time as well.
Okay.
But 2 years later, here it is. So it's finally exciting. And again, the music is basically draws on all my influences that I've had over the years, and it's if I could classify it, I would say it's like traditional heavy metal with some power metal speed metal in there. Yeah.
And is this record a way for you to shy away from the progressive music that you're more known for?
Well, I love progressive metal, but I also love other things, and I think that if you're going to do a solo album, it shouldn't sound like your band.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So
it should be something more like you.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is like a cool thing to get out of my system. And so I feel a lot better now that all these songs are out of my head.
And in terms of Symphony X, are you guys working on anything this year, or?
Absolutely. We're working on a new album. Hopefully we can get the album recorded by the end of the year, and then next year it would be released, and then we can go out on the road again.
And are you going to do any touring for Silent Assassins this year?
Well, I'm not really planning on it, but I'm leaving it open. If I get a good offer to do something, I'd be willing to do it. So I'll just leave it open and see what happens.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And the title of the show is called Keep It Metal. How do you keep it metal?
How do I keep it metal? Well, the way I keep it metal is I try to support all the new bands that come out. I try to go to all the shows and just always give my support to metal out there. It's a music that will never die, and maybe in the United States it's kind of a little dormant right now. In Europe and South America it's thriving, but it will come back because it's there. It just needs some more time to come back.
I agree. Well, thank you for your time, and I wish you the best of luck with everything.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. So I'm Kim Gill, and this is Mike LePond, and this is Keep It Metal. Bye.